connection to the African spirit and way, and we distinguish between elders and those who are simply older, whose mental side has driven some of us into a treasonous arrogance. Those who are truly elders are our seasoned visionaries. They are our proven warrior servant workers. They are those who uncompromisingly speak to what needs to be done, and this is a life of revolutionary sovereignty seeking experience. We hold our vision closer to their hearts because they are us on the horizon of return.
Put your lighters up high, wave them round side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors ride. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. So through us, they alive. Put your lighters up high, wave them round side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors ride. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. We gon' celebrate their lives. Yo, I wonder if we seen the elders rise from the grave and they seen us today. Look what they say. Envision as you see my words glide from the page. I imagine they would be so ashamed of our ways. We in the same position, maybe because we ain't listen. Do we like the discipline for the tunes they was spitting? Or maybe this was karma because we ain't show them honor. Word to Dr. Ben, we should have held them down stronger. Call it how I see it, maybe that was signs from Jesus. A metaphor on how we gon' treat our own leaders. They came here to teach us and we cheered from the bleachers. But when it's time to ride, we turn our backs when they need us. We pour libations, when we form our own nation. I pray we wake up and see the time we was wasting. We even seen Elijah lay the blueprint for black power. Peace to the scholars like Dr. Wilson and Tony Brown. To light us up high, wave them round side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors ride. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. So through us, they alive. Put the lighters up high, wave around side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors cry. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. We gon' celebrate their lives. If you can hear this, throw your fist in the air. We gon' do this for our family that's here. Yo, this is the hour of celebration for black power. To all the soldiers and scholars, giving their flowers. The frontliners like Jabari and the soul vibers. They rep Tubman City, they set the bar higher. And them brothers like KT, the arts degree, they gon' carry on the legacy of Dr. Saber. Peace to Risen Islam and Brother Ben. With youth like them, we can end our own suffering. Break the curse of Willie Lynch with Charles S. Finch. Professor Small, take us back to the essence. I pay homage to Carlos Muhammad and Dr. Maya, torchbearers that kept it honest. To light us up high, wave them round side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors ride. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. So through us, they alive. Put the lighters up high, wave them round side by side. We gon' light up the sky where the ancestors ride. For the nights that we cry, but tonight we take pride, cause the spirit never dies. We gon' celebrate their lives. My energy and my thoughts is like John Clark. Still on this marathon like Farrakhan. I got an army of riders taught by Elijah. It's how we start this evolution. For Patricia Newton.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Welcome to another powerful discussion with your sister, Dr. Ma'at. Family. A few hours ago, I was on social media and I got I came across a post where somebody said, "Rest in peace, Dr. Charles Finch." And I said, wait a minute, and I reached out to my babas, and I reached out to my comrades, and reached out to my elders, and I said, is it true? Because I don't believe, family, I don't believe anything on the internet unless it's posted by credible and reliable people. Okay, if it doesn't come from credible and reliable people, I don't believe it. And I'm not to say that this person wasn't credible or reliable. Well, they weren't. So so there you have it. So anyway, so I reached out to folks, and they confirmed it, man. I talked to via text Dr. Tony Browder and Professor James Small and Baba Amin and Baba Emotep, my cousin Will, like, man, Dr. Asar Winkler, everybody was, I text everybody, and it's like, yeah, Doc, it's true that Dr. Charles S. Finch has transitioned, and may peace be upon his soul, may his name be remembered and spoken forever. Baba Amin said, may the creator and the ancestors be pleased with his work. And so anyway, family, I did see a tribute to him made by Dr. Takai Kilimanjaro, but I want to bring up Baba Amin. I know you all see the title was Druski Skit about mega churches, an exaggerated or accurate depiction, which was it? So I'd asked Baba Amin to help me unpack this. So I want to bring him up, but I do want to read this tribute that Dr. Takai Kilimanjaro posted about Dr. Charles Finch today. Baba, peace and love to you, Baba. How are you?
Greetings. What's happening, Dr. Maya?
Hey, Baba, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing going on. How you been, Baba?
Oh, man, blacktastic, walking in gratitude and peace to my Atian family out there, too. It's good to be black.
Hey, peace to them. I see they already in the building. Baba Gregory Torrance, the first person here, Hotep Dr. Vahad. He said, look, it's an interesting topic tonight. He said, I'm looking forward to it. So peace to you, Baba. I see you in the building. Who else we got? I see Miss Tiffany 410, the best moderator on YouTube. Peace and love to you, Miss Tiffany 410. I see Brother Ron Green is in the building. He said, look at this, people. Look at this. Green is in the building. I always butcher it. What's that? How you pronounce that, Baba? Yeah, what's that right?
Uja.
Uja. That's Uja Sanet. What does that mean, Baba? Because he always comes in and says that. Do you know what that means, Baba?
You know what, Doc? I did, but you just gave me an impromptu quiz.
Brother Ron Green, post that in the chat for me. He always say Uncle Johnson that, but I know I always butcher it when I read it. But I see you see Nia's in the building. Peace and love to you. Tim Jones is in the building. I see you, Tim Jones, 9875. Peace and love to you. Eric is in the building. He said peace to the true and living. Peace. Eric is in the building. Lamont 755 and Joseph True Cole is in the building. Says Hotep, BB love, right? Black love. And so family, we were just talking about Dr. Charles Finch has become an ancestor. So from now on, I call him Nana, right? Nana Charles Finch. And so Dr. Takai Kilimanjaro, he put a beautiful tribute up here on Facebook. He says Dr. Charles Finch is now an ancestor, a great ancestor. He said, just a wonderful, honest, quality man. Oh man, people want to be texting when you get live, right? Yeah. So he said, just a wonderful, honest, quality man with an advanced scientific mind and ability to simplify complex information for even the most unprepared lay public. He says, I have nothing but positive thoughts of him and the great body of work he left us. It says, in the creation of scientifically accurate information on ancient African history, especially in Nile Valley civilizations, he is only surpassed by ancestor. He's only surpassed by ancestor Dr. Diop, or some people say Jope, and elder Dr. Theophile Obanga. In fact, in my view, he is the most fundamentally sound African scientist in ancient history research produced in the United States. No others even come close. He says Dr. Charles Finch was an expert doctor of medicine and immensely advanced technical wherewithal. He was also the director of international medicine at Morehouse College. Let me mute you real quick, Bob. I hear you over there typing. It's all good, Bob. It says Dr. Charles Finch was an expert doctor in expert doctor of medicine of immensely advanced technical wherewithal. He was he was also the doctor of international medicine at Morehouse School of Medicine, selflessly working in universities and communities with commitment. I gained my greatest respect for the advanced level he worked on by journalizing his last large book, Nile Valley Civilizations, a 10,000 year history. I remember actually when he dropped this book, Baba. It says this is a must have in your library, along with the book on ancient medicine he wrote after this. Didn't know that he wrote something after that. It says it is the chronological foundation to rewriting ancient African civilizational history along the Nile because he methodically explained in detail the connection, birth, development, maturation, decline, and death of ancient history's most technologically advanced civilization, Kemet, which is no small feat. It says correcting the deliberately erroneous chronologically is even more epochal because of the intricate precision required to establish sequence and simultaneity across millennia. Dr. Charles Finch does an exceptional job here also. No one has done this on this level in the past. Let me get this off. In the past, anywhere in the world. He's closing out, family. Okay, right here. It says the central scientific strength of this book is the innovative, logical, and chronological organization. Arguments are methodically presented and logically addressed. In addition, his detailed discussions around carbon dating, geological time, and erosion, and the covering up and then minimizing of the Quastal, I guess Tassetti. So I think that's Land of the Bow, right? Baba, Tassetti is Land of the Bow. I think that's Nubia. It says discoveries are groundbreaking. Finally, it says hundreds of pieces of direct evidence is referenced and footnoted throughout the text. Okay, so now he's talking about his books. He says Dr. Finch books methodically draw on interdisciplinary approaches, anthropology, history, comparative religion, archaeology, to argue for Africa's central role in the origins of science and civilization. His work has been influential in scientific scholarship and in debates over how world history conceptualizes early scientific and cultural development. And so then he's asking everybody to get Dr. Charles' books. He said, get them. You have his book, The African Background to Medical Science, Essays on African History, Science, and Civilization, which he published in 1990. In 1991, Echoes of the Old Dark Land, Themes from the African Eden. He published that. And this other one right here, The Star of Deep Beginnings, The Genesis of African Science and Technology. I actually have both of those, Baba. And then lastly, he says in 2022, Nile Valley Civilizations, a 10,000 year history. All right. And so he published those books. And so he's encouraging everybody to grab these books. You know, Baba, have you read any of his books? I know I have two of them. Haven't read them though. Just being honest with you, I tell the truth. I haven't read them. I let people know I have them. It's definitely on my look. It's definitely on my.
You got it in the library.
Yeah,
you got it on the shelf.
Yeah, so it's on my shelf, but I didn't read them just yet. But I definitely have them. I have a section down here in my library on science and on mathematics. And, African science and mathematics and research methods. Right. And so I definitely do intend on reading his work. But Bobby, you said, have you read it or you said you haven't?
No, I haven't. I've seen and heard about his work over the years, but I've never read his books. But I'm about that action. So I'm ordering mine right now.
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it.
I'm ordering mine right now. I just found a site. I don't know if it's black owned yet, though it looked like it. It's blackbookwholesale.com.
Okay.
So, yeah, but anyway.
No.
I'm ordering. I'm doing it right now.
I can dig it.
Excellent piece written by Dr. Kilimanjaro there, man. That was powerful.
And that was major, Baba, coming from somebody like him.
It was. I mean, to compare him to Diop and Obanga, that's powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah,
that's absolutely
and
powerful.
what a tribute. You know what I'm saying? What a tribute.
No, absolutely, Baba. So let's jump into tonight's topic. It says, was Druski's skit about mega churches an exaggerated or accurate Depiction. Family, please thumb up this video, thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up, and let's share this video. We want to each one teach one, and the easiest way to do that in the 21st century is simply, sharing it on social media. If you're on Facebook or Instagram or X, share the link, let folks know that Dr. Ma'at and Baba Amin Ojuwoke, we are live, and we're getting ready to have a good build, family. We're going to have fun with this tonight. Also, take the link and throw it in your group chats. Bobby, a lot of us belong to group chats, like on our phones, little group chats. Take the link, family, throw it in the group chat, because it's going to be a powerful build. Because I know some of you may be looking and thinking, dang, why Dr. Ma'at covering something like this? Her platform is serious. She talk about African history, culture. She talk about science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Why is she talking about this? I'm talking about this. Number one, Dr. Amos Wilson, chapter 23, A Blueprint for Black Power. We dedicated an entire chapter to the black church, and how the black church can be utilized as an instrument for our empowerment if we manage it correctly. And that's what he talked about, and we've gotten away from that, Baba. You see what I'm saying? Like we've gotten away from that. When I read Dr. Amos Wilson's book, and I read all 868 pages.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to Trevor, because Trevor said I don't be reading. Trevor should join my book club. Trevor, I need you to join my book club, man, the Read Book Club. I actually read this when my book club was called The Resurgence of the African Mind. It took us about a year to comb through this. We read every chapter.
Wow.
We discussed it. So if you guys go to YouTube, just type in RAM Book Club and then space Blueprint for Black Power, and all of our discussions will come out. And I actually created a playlist, Baba, on my definitely.
Yeah.
And so in this book, Baba, I learned, when we read this chapter 23 in Blueprint for Black Power, I learned that churches were established for the first mutual aid societies, the benevolent societies, even our educational schools, right? Like even our educational institutions. It started with the black church. The black church at one point was the pillar of the community. And I would say, Baba, even going all the way through, the civil rights movement, the black church, that was the pillar, of the black community. And we've gotten away from that, Baba. And so could you build on your thoughts about that? Like the history of the black church and then where we are now, Baba?
Absolutely. Our ancestors, our people, we have an uncanny way of taking what we have and transforming it into something that'll protect us, that'll guide us, that'll even help to liberate us. And the black church has been a big part of that. Right. And just so putting things in context, we have to respect that, whether you're talking about Richard Allen and Absalom Jones and the original AME church, African Methodist Episcopalian Church in the 1700s. Notice they call themselves Africans, you know what I'm saying? Providing safe haven for those who were escaping. Now, was religion also weaponized to keep us mentally enslaved as well? Absolutely, right? But preachers can change. Look at Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? My favorite Christian preacher, Nat Turner, who was originally utilized to teach a slave maintaining scripture, but then but based on his own experiences, rediscovered himself in those same scriptures and said, oh, no, we can fight. It's all right. It's all right to go get them. God got our back. You know what I'm saying? And so the history of the black church is a mixture of, what we've gone through as a people. As we change, the church changes. Right? And we have to understand that as we change, the church changes. I was listening to Tupac's A White Man's World earlier today, man. I was just marveling over the great music of that generation. But then I was thinking about that era. I was thinking about the crack era. And then when I went in, I was getting prepared for tonight. I was like, man, the church went through the crack era too. The black church went through that loss too. The black church had to morph as well. And so you see the birth of the mega church, and all black churches are not mega churches, right?
Not at all, right?
And the mega church is not a black church invention either. You know what I'm saying? But when you see the rise of the mega church and the rise of the prosperity message, right? The rise of the I ain't trying to be funny, but the right, pay me and God will pay you back. Right. But that's the same slavery message. I mean, that's what the slave master was telling you. Work for me, then when you die, God got you. I ain't gonna pay you.
That's right.
But when you give me all your effort, give me all your resources, and when you die, God got you. You going
God
to heaven.
got
My
you.
old wretched self, I'm going below the ground. But you ain't got nothing to worry about after you die, right? And so the prosperity kind of thing, they flip it and say, no, not only if you give to me, will you go to heaven, but God gonna make sure you get money too. And the more I got, the more you gonna get. And it's like a promise that seems to be made that doesn't necessarily come true, right?
Never.
It,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it doesn't come true. You know, they're basically practicing capitalism. They're basically practicing consumerism, right? In the name of the Lord, right? Yeah, of course, God want me to have on some Gucci shoes. When did Gucci and God fall in love with each other? When did that partnership start?
Mm-hmm,
Who poured
mm-hmm,
holy
mm-hmm.
water on Louis Vuitton? That's what I want to know, right? But when you don't have, Dr. Ma'at, you look at people who have and you say, man, God blessed him.
Mm.
You look at people with a car, you say, man, that must be a blessed person. Not a good person. You just think that's a blessed person. Nobody said nothing about being good. You
Right.
blessed because of what you have. And what you miss out on is that a good person? And throughout the history of the Black church, there's always been that temptation. You know, do I rock with, do I exploit or do I empower?
Mm-hmm. And like you said, I'm glad you said that, Baba. It was always there. Like I was
Yeah,
looking at this documentary on YouTube about Zora Neale Hurston, and she talked about that. She was pissed off at one of the churches she went, and she was like, "I got to get out of here." Pastor in here screwing everybody, And
right,
we talking about during her time period.
right,
You know what I mean? So, like you
right.
said, that element was always there. Do I
It's always
exploit
been there.
or do I empower?
Juice
Yeah.
can't do nothing but say some of the quiet parts out loud and did it in a very funny and creative way.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Baba, could you speak to the
Mhm.
mutual aid societies,
Yes.
and the benevolent? I believe it's called benevolent
Yeah, you have
societies.
benevolent
Yeah,
funds,
yeah, but
you had mutual aid societies
yeah, mutual
and
aid society. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And these were ways that Black schools were built. These were ways that Black townships were built. You know, these were ways that people were able to buy food or get land, the
Or
whole
bury their
or
people, bury
bury
your
their
family.
people, like the
Yep.
benevolent funds. Make sure you have a little something to carry on until you're back on your feet. And these were mostly working class people and poor people coming together, understanding that collectively we can do more, than individually. And so you had to build that trust, and the church was the hub. There was a time when Black people didn't put their money in banks at all. We kept our money in our home and we put a piece in the church, and the church held some of the community dollars as well, right? And a lot of the early Black schools, they were built by Black people who were being taxed by their city, yet their city or town or municipality, whatever, would not allow them to use their own tax dollars to build schools. They would take Black tax dollars, combine them with the white tax dollars, and build schools for white American children. Black people had to come together in benevolent societies like what many Black churches would organize and put their tools and fuse together and build their own schools from their own dollars. And they did that until you had the Rosenthal Foundations and others come along to try to supplement it because they wanted to control the curriculum. But when it comes to education in our country, if it wasn't for the Black church, many Black schools would not have existed,
No,
right?
absolutely, absolutely,
So
Baba.
so yeah,
And then, Baba, I'm sitting here thinking about, the Underground Railroad, right? That
right,
network.
right,
Black churches were. Remember, they were. First of all, we used to meet there, so we used to
right,
meet in Black churches and
right.
plan, our next move in Black
Mm-hmm.
churches.
Mm-hmm.
And Black churches were also places where we during the Underground Railroad, when we're trying to get to, get north or
Mm-hmm.
get south. Black
Right,
churches were used, in those networks. Black churches
right.
were hiding
Absolutely.
people and doing all kinds of stuff. And then going into the civil rights movement, the Black church was at the forefront, Baba,
Right.
of the civil rights movement. And it wasn't just Dr. King. We got to stop that.
No,
It's Dr.
no, it
King, Dr.
wasn't.
King. No, it was the Black church. It was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
pastors and ministers that locked arms with him. But Black churches were at the forefront of the civil rights movement. They were involved in politics,
Mm-hmm.
in trying to
Mm-hmm.
get rights,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
Black people, civil rights for Black people. And
Right,
so, yeah,
right,
so the Black
right.
church was, man, I ain't gonna lie, Baba, when I first woke up, I first got conscious, When I
Yeah.
first got conscious, Baba, I started banging on the black church. Dude, the black. No, I ain't doing
Same
that.
here.
Baba, yeah, I'm like, we ain't doing that church stuff. That Jesus
Same
stuff.
here.
I'm
Yeah.
banging on the black church, and
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I have to admit that I did, and then you kind of calm down.
Yeah, but some of
And
the criticism was warranted, though. It's not like,
yeah,
it's not like you was just mad, at Jesus or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
we were looking at our community, and we thinking that we looking and saying, man, church, you could play a better role. You can play a
Absolutely.
bigger role in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so now we don't want to suffer. We don't want to see our people suffering and watch you come through here in the new Benz. Now, we don't like to see that, and it is the fact of the matter is a lot of black churches did kind of close their doors to the community when it was in need. A lot didn't, though. But
Yeah,
a lot did.
but a lot
Yeah,
did.
yeah, but a
Absolutely.
lot did. And so especially selling out our leaders politically, and a lot of them took that faith-based money. And I ain't gonna get into a lot of
No,
it,
I mean, no, it's real though,
yeah,
Bob. No, what you're saying is real. And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why around 15, 16, 17, I started, that's why the Nation of Islam caught my attention. I started thinking like, man, I need some, I want to be involved in the community. And what's happening at, my home church, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't it, So I said, dang, I need to get involved. So I started going to Muhammad Mars Temple #6 in Baltimore, because they were outside, they were with the people, they were with the community, they were educating, they were involved in politics. And I'm like, this is where I need to be. And I gotta be honest with you. The Hebrew Israelites almost got me. They almost got me, Baba. I started because I like that they were outside, educating stuff like
absolutely,
that.
Absolutely.
And then,
you looking at boots on the ground.
Yeah, and being a person coming out of the church, I was kind of drawn. Okay, they're still reading the Bible. They're still doing this. So I was going to a couple of the meetings, and then something wasn't right, Baba. Some of the stuff I said, nah, this ain't. It's a little misogyny and nah. So then I started moving over to the Nation. I'm rolling with the Nation, So,
but you was looking for action. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And for me, it was the Nation of Islam, initially. And because it was about that action. It was about getting out there in the community and getting trained on how to approach the people, getting trained on how to organize with the people. So it's about that action. And when that action is gone, when we don't see that kind of action there, that kind of fervor, where now we finna go knock on doors. Right? If we're not seeing that when you young and hungry, you like, nah, man, I gotta go where the action is. Especially if I'm in here and I can't even say I'm black, and if Jesus is still white in here.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all still got the white Jesus up. We don't got a Black History program. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, someone hungry for the culture and knowledge of self, this is no longer a place for me.
That's what happened to me, Bob. I'm looking up at the pulpit and I see white Jesus over the pulpit with his arms like this in a cloud. I said, I can't do this. I can't. I was like, Bob, I was saying, I can't do this, man. I can't.
Right.
And so
but it was because you were looking for something else. You were activated, divinely activated to come out here and motivate and uplift and empower your people. And if it's not where you are, then you got to go find where it is.
Find it.
Every movement is a bridge for some and a home for others. But you took some core values after church that you carried with you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, eat the fish and throw away the bones. You took some core values with you that protected you and helped your discernment on your journey.
Absolutely, Bob. But to this day, I remember my mother, even right now, she remember I told you she had gotten sick and moved in, with me and the family. And so she, to this day, she has the 10 Commandments on the refrigerator. She keeps the 10 Commandments there. So like you said, it was some values, do unto others as you do unto others as you had them do unto yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart. Like you said, there was jewels there.
But it's the African jewels. It's the us that's already in the scripture that we're drawn to.
Come on, Baba. You better teach.
You know what I'm saying?
You better
it's
teach,
the
Baba.
Us that's already there that we're drawn to. And we just got to wipe away the colonial and slave trade muck that was added to it and distorted, right? But if you can move that away, like shout out to the Shrine of the Black Madonna, historic African-centered church that still exists today. You know what I'm saying? So you move that away. Dr. Ben often talked about a Black liberation theology.
Yes, he did.
I remember when Obama had to denounce his preacher because he was preaching a black, and that's in the 2000s. Because he was preaching a Black liberation theology. And
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's always been a fear of us using our spiritual systems to help get us free. and to get us free mentally. Corporate America loves a prosperity preaching church because everybody finna go out and buy, and they're not buying from us. The flip side of it, us, people, masses, we chose jobs over industry. So we trying to build a church with a piece of your paycheck, but not a piece of your industry.
Come on.
See, if we were building our own factories, if we were building our own businesses, if we'd have stuck to the land, the farms, that sort of thing, that's how you build a mega church with a mega community.
Come on.
They should be a reflection of one another. But don't get me started.
No, Bob. I know. I agree 1,000% with you.
Yes.
Shout out to brother Tony Muhammad. He said, "Love you, Dr. Ma'at. Love you, Baba Amin. Peace and love to you." Yeah, assalamu alaikum to you, brother Tony Muhammad. Peace and love to you and the nation, man. Also, man, what happened? Tim Jones, what I say? I said accurate. I got a Baltimore lazy tongue. Y'all joking me in the chat because the way I say accurate, they like accurate, like
accurate. Get that accurate. Get
that. Yeah, I say accurate, man. Come on. I'm from Baltimore. We butcher those words. We got that Baltimore lazy tongue.
I love that Tubman. I love that Tubman City English. That Tubman City twang. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Man. We be butchering, man. We butcher the hell out of words, Baba. But yeah. So I do agree, Baba, that going to Druski, that my opinion was that he didn't exaggerate his in this skit. And as you said before I think you even said it before we went live, you were like, no, did you say it earlier or before we went live? You were like, no, he actually wore the jacket of a pastor that actually
he did research. Like this was research based. Yeah, this was scholarship. This wasn't him just making up something, right? He actually drew from actual viral incidents that's happened with actual pastors. You know what I'm saying? And he put a little Tony Satchery's on it, but not a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Not a whole lot. He made it funny, but there was a lot of truth in them jokes.
Yeah, and Baba, look, the first time I heard of Druski, well, I knew about him. He was on some talk show that he had, and he would say little funny things. But then, man, and I didn't really watch him, but someone sent me this clip. And people were mad, Baba. At this clip right here, man. Oh my goodness. I want to play this. This is where he did a skit. He talked about the Hebrew Israelites. That's right. So here we go, Baba.
All right.
Here we go, family. Matter of fact, let me make sure that I'm sharing my sound, because y'all know you all know that you all will be telling me in the chat I can't hear it. But when I saw this skit, I fell out. But of course, some of the pro-blacks, they were highly upset with Druski after he did this. But here we go.
All right.
Black man. That's right. 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 That's right.
I mean, he be going out there and actually doing it.
That's right. You celebrate Christmas, don't you?
I couldn't hear, Baba. Were you saying something?
Oh, my bad. I'll just be laughing because he actually goes in the community and does it. He ain't on no sound stage.
Right, you said right. He's doing it in the community. Right. He in public.
That is a white holiday. White holiday. Black power. Black is power. Black power. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Black is power. Black is power. Oh, man. Brother, can I speak to you, please? Man? Lost another. Do you feel as if this is right? Boys, you need to come join us. Bro. That's right. You need to come join us. That's right. That's right. We are not equal. We are. That's right. Our ancestors did not live for this. That's right. Poison. You will not stop our brothers or sisters from the Constitution. That's right. That's right. I'd rather be in the South than to be in hell. That's right. Free man. That's right. John in the window, chapter 16. That's right. And white man will beneath. Okay. Beneath emancipated souls. That's right. That's right.
How can I help you, sir?
I do not need help. I will assist myself. What form of payment for this, please?
Whatever is easy for you.
Is it because my skin is black?
We out here bringing our people back to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We do not follow rules made by white men. We do not follow rules made by white men. You are not a sister, and you will not proceed to be a sister.
I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right.
Baba, I'm like, where's the lie? You know what I mean? Like, Baba, where's the lie? Don't they yell at people when you walking down the street?
Now, you know, and much love to my Hebrew Israelite brothers and
Oh
sisters,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
But
no
yeah,
doubt.
absolutely. They make themselves heard.
Yeah, they make
Yeah,
themselves
they
heard,
make themselves heard.
and
They
then
bold.
when white
Now,
people walk
most I
down
know
the
ain't gonna
street,
say, yeah, most I know ain't gonna say black is power. They not into that like that. Most of the ones I know, you know what I'm saying?
right?
But yeah, that brother, can I have a conversation with you? Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna
can I
happen.
have a conversation with
Oh
you?
yeah,
They
yeah,
engage the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah,
You know, they're
yeah.
very, like you said, very aggressive on the mic. They're very loud on the mic. They talk with folks. They say
Yeah.
things to white people, white passerbys. They
Oh
say
yeah.
things to them.
And they definitely gonna rock them black Hebrew fits. You know, they gonna have some garb on.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know, and
You know?
don't let them see somebody in an interracial, relationship,
Hey,
walking past.
I
They
was at
say
a
stuff.
debate. I was at a debate years ago in New York, you know, and they was debating, a brother was debating a brother from the Hebrew Israelites, and one of the Hebrew Israelites came in with a goat horn, big ass ram horn. And every time the Hebrew Israelite brother made a point, he blew the horn. I said, these people ain't playing. These people ain't that man. I ain't never seen that man out there blowing a ram horn. Now the Hebrew Israelites, they gonna do their thing. So yeah, he spoofed them. You know what I'm saying? And what my thing is, it's gonna draw a lot of eyes to what they do. And I bet they looked up in enrollment improved after this.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
People got curious. People
yeah.
got
People got
curious.
curious. Somebody gonna look and say, well, what is that? And they're gonna look and say, oh man, yeah, that's for me. You know, and so I man, dude did it. And it's research based.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Who is your master? Who is your master? What y'all doing after that? Is that the part of something? What's your name?
Marley.
Bullshit. You think that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, Baba. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw the ending, it took me back to the 90s. There was a movie called Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Do you
I
remember that,
remember.
Baba?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
You
do.
know, and do you remember it was a conscious brother? He had on a dashiki with the kufi and the glasses, and then he told the sister, he was talking to a sister, and he was like, "My Nubian princess," and then he said, "Could you move over? Could you
Yeah.
tap that white girl?" And then he said, "Ooh, my milk of magnesia." But
Yeah.
but that has been a running joke in the community, how you
Right.
have these brothers who profess to be pro-black. They'll
Right.
either go get, and it's no disrespect to my light-skinned sisters. I love all my sisters. I don't care what your shade is, but they'll either go white, or they'll find the lightest, brightest sister
Mm-hmm.
that they
Mm-hmm.
can get with. So that's been like a running joke in
Oh
the black
yeah.
community, with dudes with the dashiki, the kufi, they pro-black. But you got this white girl, or you got this Latino girl, or you got this
Yeah.
black girl who can pass as a white girl. You get what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
it's that's been a running joke. So I laughed when I saw that part. And then when Dr. Umar Johnson came in and kind of dipped in, because
Yeah.
people, for those who don't know, they should know, but he talks about snow bunnies, and he's
Right.
totally
And he'll
against
give you
black
50
men.
lashes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
kind of came in and did that. So I thought it was hilarious. What were your thoughts, Bob? Because I'm hearing from pro-black people that it's not
Yeah.
funny. You know, he's making making fun of black consciousness. You know,
He
and
is
so
making fun. He's making fun of it. He's spoofing it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm,
you should be out there. I don't know. I guess because I live in it every day, I'm not
mhm,
offended by it. I can take a spoof, right? Matter of
mhm,
fact, I appreciate a spoof. Might bring somebody my way. So I'm not tripping on it at all. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And they know getting over European beauty standards is a process, not an
mhm.
event.
Not
All
an
right.
event.
A whole bunch of people
Absolutely.
put on a dashiki and afro before they get over the milk, you know, and they think that just donning that and yelling is gonna help you get over some of that Eurocentrism, but it doesn't, you
It
know what I'm
doesn't.
saying? So you do find people who do that thing. But I ain't never been one to stand at the door and gatekeep like that, like who you dating? Da-da-da. Man, we doing a clothing drive in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna be there or not? Right. And sometimes the brother dipping in the milk show up, and the brother that's pro-black, Shakur, everything, don't show up, you know. And
Real talk.
so I don't take it as anything other than what it is, and that's a spoof. You know what I'm saying? If you worried it's gonna bring your numbers down, get out there and work harder. Let it motivate you. You know, but shoot, hey, if you can't laugh at yourself, you know, don't take it too serious. You know what I'm saying? Get out there, stay on the corner, Black Hebrew. Don't let it slow you down.
He said, "Don't let it slow you down."
They were laughing before Druski. Okay, like you know, those that gonna laugh. People gonna clown. My brother teased me with bacon for a year after I stopped eating pork. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you should tear that pig butt. You should tear it up. You should tear it up. He wasn't lying. I did. And sometimes he'll say that, and I wish I had me a piece of South Joe when he was saying it. But you know what I'm saying? But no, man, it's a process. It's not an event, y'all. That's just what it is. So just know your discernment. Just know. Listen to the message. Don't get too caught up in the messenger. He trying to grow just like you.
Ashe. And look, my brother Tim Jones, 9875. He said, "Nah, my sister, I was trying to over exaggerate the word accurate potato to Druski." He said, "LOL, love." He said, "I love B more. Got family up there." All right, my bad. I just know what I said. I say accurate. Absolutely. So, Baba, this is the clip. I'm getting ready to play the clip that's gone viral online. That's gotten people upset. Mega churches, pastors from mega churches are responding. You know, they cursing Druski out. You know, I want you to play those clips, Bob. I sent them to your inbox. Yeah, man. But they cursing Drew. They are cursing Druski out right now, and I'm talking about on the pulpit cursing family. And Baba, do you think that was AI or he was really cursing?
I don't know. I have a hard time thinking it's real. If it was AI, it's a good one. What threw me off was the Chick-fil-A. That's on. Like, why you got Chick-fil-A
that's why
on the podium? That's what made me question it.
I said, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't mean to offend anybody. They say calling light-skinned people bright is not. I don't. Don't be sensitive, family.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Don't be sensitive. So you caught that part, but didn't catch the part when I said I love all of my light skin. I don't care what shade of black you are. I love all of my people. You missed that part. You totally missed that part.
Yeah,
you totally missed that part.
In the context is that because of European beauty standards, we do shoot for the light skin. I know. Growing up, before I was woke, I said I was gonna give me a light skinned woman so my children wouldn't be as dark as me and have better hair.
Baba,
I said that in high school.
Baba, if I show you some pictures, Baba, I'm gonna show you some pictures. My old
talking about a mentality.
Baba, you hear me? I'm gonna show you some pictures. All of mine was light bright. I show you Fika, he was light bright. When we get off this live, Baba, I'm gonna show you the dudes that I used to chit chat with, you know, in my high school years, and you know, all of them were light skinned. I'm talking about one of them, he holding me like this, the other one I'm sitting like this. All of them were light skinned. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, like you said, we all kind of go through that.
Yeah,
you know
we just talking about a mentality, man. That's all. Peace to the light brights.
Someone said disrespect is not love. I can't entertain
your, the same person.
I can't entertain your sensitivity at the end of the day, because you taking it, you kind of sensitive. You taking it left,
right?
You taking it totally left, and
but I acknowledge your feelings.
Yeah, we acknowledge your feelings.
I acknowledge your feelings, though.
Yeah, we acknowledge your feelings. You kind of
I don't know. Every family reunion I went to, I got high-sided. So I don't know.
I got you, Bob. I got you. So look at this. This was the clip, family, that went viral. You see the caption, "Why did I come to this mega church?" Here we go.
Skipping a little bit.
Please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. Give them some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen.
Bob, I gotta pause it here. How many times did they call people out of the audience? People having wheelchairs, they can't walk, or they having this issue, and then they lay hands, and then the person dropped the wheelchair, or they drop the crutches, or we see that, and that do they want a revolution? That's Kirk Frank. He does do that, and everybody I mean, this stuff is what
they even got the high wire act from a pastor. I forget his name, but it's a pastor that went viral because he came down, ascended on his congregation on the wires, preaching the word and stuff, and also he borrowed that actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So,
Real
he
talk.
borrowed that. He borrowed every scenario from actual megachurch incident.
Oh,
every scenario, so he just put some jokes. It's jokes, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He put some truth in there, bro. There's some accuracy in there.
Absolutely.
He said, "Well, I got on this Christian Dior jacket. That jacket actually mimics a Christian Dior jacket that an actual pastor had on that went viral, talking about how expensive his jacket was. Now, God wanted him to have all them clothes, so he got on the Christian Dior jacket with the red bottoms. But it's all because he a Christian first, and he walk in the blood."
That's what Bobby. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Bobby, that's what he said.
Hey, I've heard wilder explanations.
Absolutely. And then Bobby, he said now he's going into raising money. How many times a pastor get up there? We got a church in Africa, or we need to raise money for the building fund, or we need to, like you said, this stuff is accurate.
It go on. Matter of fact, he making fun of Marvin Sapp right there, because Marvin Sapp is the one that did close the door to the church during donation time. And had a backlash on, like, we need to raise about 40,000. I think we could get that tonight. Matter of fact, Usher, close the door.
I remember that. Close the door.
Close the door. We gonna get this 40 G's. We gonna get this bag tonight. And he had a backlash from that. You're getting spoofed. This is the world we living in right now. But I mean, hey. Sometimes we laugh to keep from crying. Get it together, man. Y'all
get it together.
Yeah, get it together.
We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings up. Apostle Richie says, "Baby, can you help me?" I said, "Can you help me?" I said, "Can you help me?" I'm going to finish this word here, and I'm going to do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do the Christian version. I'm driving this Billy Bentayga because I believe in Christ.
Hold up, Papa. Hold up. Let me see. It says 31 more seconds. Let me see.
Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pockets?
Right.
Jesus, you are. Jesus, you are. Jesus, you are.
Still praise the Lord.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Shut the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Baba, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was another one.
In the congregation asked why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that's another. That's the same thing. Yeah, that was the same thing. So, Baba, what's your thoughts, man, on the backlash he's receiving?
Druski's good. Druski ain't feeling no real backlash, and it really shows. It really is an indictment on the black church. The black church ain't got the pool that it used to have, or at least the mega church don't have the pool in the community like that. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody really mad at Druski. It's few of them in that flock or whatever. They probably just really trying to impress each other. They know it's a bunch of bootleg preachers out here. Let's quit play. Everything ain't deep.
Oh yeah, everything ain't deep.
Everything ain't deep. They know what the bootleg preacher been around. The bootleg preacher character. I remember Oscar Michaud. Look, I'm always throwing some history in there. But Oscar Micheaux, one of the early black filmmakers, as a matter of fact, the most prolific black filmmaker in history, if you consider the time, the 19-teens, 20s.
Mm-hmm.
He had a movie, and often in his movies, like what's the one like Within Our Gates and others, he got the bootleg preacher character in the movie every time. So we've been talking about the bootleg preacher for centuries.
Right. This is new. This isn't new.
This ain't nothing new. Oscar Micheaux used to put a bootleg preacher in every one of his movies. There was asking, that was hustling the congregation for money, the whole 9 yards, spoofing, doing exactly what Druski did. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe them. Everybody acting mad. That's exactly what they doing. Acting
mad. Exactly.
Acting mad. That's exactly what they doing. Acting. They know they know he ain't did nothing wrong, man. They acted. And matter of fact, the ones that's the most mad might be the guiltiest ones. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Tiffany 410. She said the church started it and get offended like they are above jokes and criticism. She said they allowed the foolishness. I agree with her. I agree
do too. That's when people start clowning the Black Power movement and Pan-Africanism. I we got some clowns.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
there's clowns out there. So we got to take that. When people start criticizing and all that, we got to take that. We got to eat that. Just get up and get back to work if this is what you truly believe in. So get back to work. Change the perception if you're feeling a little ways about it. I thought it was funny. Classic bootleg preacher spoof. Hell, Flip Wilson used to do it. Richard Pryor used to do it. All the greats spoofed the black preacher. All of them.
No, I agree 1,000% with you. I agree 1,000% with you, Baba. Baba, could you go ahead and show the response, the backlash that Druski? If you could show.
Let me see.
The pastors were cursing. Man, that fat ass. I mean, it was crazy.
That can't be real. I'm just.
I hope it's not, Bob. I hope it's not. I pray that it's not.
I think I'll play that one first. Then we'll play the Euro.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay.
We'll play the other pastor.
Oh, here it is, Bob. Here it is.
Is my sound sharing?
Yeah, you sounded sharing.
It's like Druski was right. Look like Druski hit it on the head.
We'll play. You gotta run it again.
I gotta run it back.
It'll run back. Yeah.
Just let it run.
Someone said Richard Pryor did a similar bit back in the day of the black church.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Pryor used to tear it up, tear him up.
You bitch ass trying to downplay church, and I ain't going for it in Jesus' name. Everything we got in here is because of God, blessings, y'all donations, and my donations.
That's a spoof too. It got the church. Why you got Chick-fil-A on the thing?
Now there's one woman even sitting in Taylor.
Why you got like $75,000? Why you got?
Chick-fil-A.
Why you got Chick-fil-A on the roster and a robot over here? That's a spoof.
I hope it was.
Yeah, that got to be a spoof.
But the other ones is the real one.
The other one's the real deal. Hold on, let's share this other one though. It's the real deal. I'm like, where you get to? Here we go. And don't you ever say I did.
Oh, you can't have that jet. I got it. Yeah. Let me make
these are real pastors.
Yeah.
Got two of them.
Yeah, this real.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but
let's run it back.
Let's run it back.
Close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Why do you need a $54 million private jet?
We're not doing any kind of interviews right now. I'm in the book.
I just like to know why you need keep your hands off me.
Get 1,000 online to give this. If I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
he made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. Oh, you can't have that jet.
Okay.
I got it. Yeah. Let me make it real, man.
Baba, off the chain.
That's some hardcore pimping.
Baba, they were pimping like a mug. Baba.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's hardcore.
Look, I don't even want to play any clips with Cleflo Dollar. I mean, like,
no,
Baba.
No, he was bold with it.
Off
you know,
chain,
yeah. When nobody told her, you ain't understand what I'm telling you. She's like, this ain't but 1,200. She say, "Look, I'm gonna pay the rest of it off." See, you ain't understanding what I'm telling you. You're not getting this.
Pimping.
You know,
Pimping.
you're not getting this. I want you to bring 2 G's. That's what God wants.
That's what God wants.
That's what God wants. You messing up the program. You know, and convicted in that. And convicted in that. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you context as to why that's happening like that. You know. And he looked it up with her child in her face. You ain't understand what I'm saying.
Right. You ain't understand. I said 1,000 plus 1,000. I ain't saying, you know what I mean? I say that's what he said. He said 1,000 plus 1,000. She said, I got 1,200. That you ain't understand what I just said.
Yeah. So to me, I'm thinking, boy, church light bill ain't paid. Like it's dire. It's dire right now. Church light bill ain't paid or something. It's dire. People forget church is a business too. You gotta keep the lights on. You know, you gotta keep. You know, it's a business too. And I think some of them go to the Lord, go straight. Man, you gotta say this to God, y'all. We need this. You understand if you're gonna get your blessings, but it's really that bill, that overdue bill that they're trying to take care of.
Right, real talk.
Yeah,
real talk.
But instead of just coming out and say, "Hey, y'all, license get shut out."
Right,
you know,
real talk.
You block this lady blessings. Her son can't get his blessing because she 800 short. That's messed up, man.
That's messed up, Baba.
That's messed up. He can't get his blessing.
I like Baba, all this bread, man. Can you imagine if this money was coming to, you know, Black education, African Senate, you know, education? Oh my, we'd be building, Baba. You know what I mean? And the money wouldn't be going to a jet. It wouldn't be going to Louis Vuitton jackets and Gucci shoes, red bottom shoes, and jewelry. It would really be used for the upbuilding of the kingdom, our kingdom. I ain't talking about the kingdom that you can't make. I'm talking about our kingdom. We would really be taking that money, but people would rather give their money. People love charlatans, Baba. And
we love to live vicariously.
Yeah. People love charlatans, and it's not a new phenomenon. I went back and read The Miseducation of the Negro, you know, by Carter G. Woodson, and he talked about it. He said Black people don't follow a Black person that has a constructive program. He said that doesn't happen. Yeah, he said that almost 90 years ago. He said Black people do not follow Black people who have a constructive program. He said we love charlatans. We like to talk. He said we love to support people who talk, not people who do. He said that, and this is in the 1930. Well, he published it in 1933. But in his day, he said Black people, man, you got to construct the program. If you want Black people to support you, you can forget it. He said we rather support talkers and not doers. And he made that observation, Baba. But it's sad that it's still true. People give their money. They gave Umar Johnson over $1 million. Baba, could you imagine what you would do with $1 million?
Absolutely. I actually have that written up, Doc.
I mean, you know, well, Umar had nothing. Umar just was a great salesman. Umar said
exactly what we would do with $1 million. Yes.
Yeah, exactly what we would do. Umar didn't say anything, but we're gonna have a career. We're gonna have a boys' school, a girls' school. This is the type of curriculum I envision. This is what he sold people a dream, and they donated. They donated and still don't have a school. He's been talking about this since 2011. People still donate to him. They still donate.
Yeah. I got a clip of him speaking at my school before he went on his school. He visited the Uhuru Academy before he went on his school campaign. You know,
wow.
And so, but you know, I focus on my lane. I focus on what the creators have for me. But yeah, to watch him go out and do the snake oil kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And promise, talking about what he gonna do. While I know those that doing it, I say, man, now I know how drug dealers feel when rappers rap about their life.
Real talk, Bob. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like
now
I know how they feel. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it comes with the territory, Dr. Mai. You know, when people find out the work, number one, they often fear the work. They fear what liberation. They fear what freedom is gonna feel like. You know, so a lot of times people just want to feel good in the area that they're in. They don't really want external improvement. They want to know how to cope with whatever it is they already have. And so when you can just make me promises and make me feel good and encourage me, I'm good.
Yeah.
But actually coming and doing some people, we got to stop the killing of our youth. As soon as we start talking about, let's invest in them. Let's be there for them. Let's build safe spaces for them. Oh yeah, that's right. That do need to be done. Then crickets.
And someone said, shout out to Kiddo. Kiddo said, how about that cursing passed on the internet? Do you remember him, Baba?
I do. I think he recently became a ancestor, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, I
he did?
remember. Yeah, I remember the cussing pastor.
Oh, the cursing pastor. He used to be cursing on the internet.
Uh-huh.
He went viral. People
Yeah.
loved him.
And told a lot of truth too.
Yeah, he did.
There was some truth in there. He was nasty though. I wouldn't have went to his church. He was nasty, but he sprinkled some truth in there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, people get offended, man. But nowadays, we just live in that time. You look at Charleston White and others that are out here just saying things that make people feel really to offend us. You really have to be offensive, right? Because what we put up with just on the radio, you know, what we clap for in regular, you know what I'm saying, just on award shows and things like that. I'm like, you can't offend black people no more. You really can't offend. Culturally, what we've allowed to seep into the mainstream, and I take responsibility for it along with every other black adult. What we've allowed to seep into the mainstream and be called black culture, you can't tell me you offended by Druski. Can't do that.
No,
I don't believe you. I honestly don't believe you. I was at a school pep rally a couple of years ago, and they played a Sexy Red instrumental for the teachers to get hyped. So I we're in a different day.
Yeah. No, straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Look, it looks and Dan G1TH, he said, what about the minister in Africa? The minister in Africa who was building arcs for the rapture, but called it off and spent the money on a Mercedes Benz. Baba, I saw that too. Baba, I saw that too.
Hey,
they showed him, and people was giving him money and everything. He building the ark, and then he went and purchased the Benz. Like, but I just wonder, Baba, like, we can't be that gullible. Are we that gullible?
Dr. Ma'at, I think we that powerless. I think that when a people lack power, a lot of times we start leaning on otherworldly solutions to our problems. And we get so tied into it. Once I commit to it, you know, my ego ain't gonna even let me to admit that it's wrong when it's hard to do that. And you saying God gonna solve my problems? I'm finna do everything I need to do for him to solve my problems, you know, instead of doing it myself. Instead of getting out of my comfort zone and going for it, instead of waking up each day. We do it in the Black power in African spiritual systems too. There are people who lean more on the altar than beating their feet and getting out here and making some stuff happen. Right. And so charlatans take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
There are people out there. Umar tapped into that crowd that says, man, I got money. I'm an engineer. I got money. I'm middle class Black America. I'm pro-Black, but I don't want to go to the hood. I just want to feel pro-Black. I read Dr. Clark. I read Dr. Ben. Black in my house, we Black power like love. But I'm Toby at work. I can't take none of this to work with me. I can't take none of this into Mr. Charlie job. No. Right? So yeah, Umar, I'll give you $1,000 if you just make me feel Black for 2 hours. Make me feel like I'm a Black Panther. Make me feel like I'm in a movement for 2 hours. And then next time you come, I'm gonna come do the same thing. And because in between your visits, I can just go be Toby.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point.
I'm just saying it's easier to pay you, and you ain't gonna give me nothing real to do. I'm gonna donate, go back to my life.
Right.
And what you do with it, you do with it. That ain't why I'm donating. A lot of people who gave for the school, they wasn't worried about no school. They wanted to feel like they was a part of something.
Yeah.
So when the school don't materialize, well, you know, he growing like everybody else. Well, you know, it happened. You white folk, we can't tear each other down. We'll get out, you know, we'll defend it.
Absolutely.
And the cycle continues while you got people out there actually building, and people looking at me like, what you doing? You crazy. I wouldn't do that. You know, wow, that's great. I love what you're doing. Yeah, nod your head, but the support doesn't necessarily come. Not all the time. Now, we wouldn't be here without Black support. So I ain't finna boo-boo on my people, because we here because of Black people. Right.
Absolutely.
But do we draw the mainstream stuff. No, we ain't got time to YouTube all the time. We ain't got time to do that. We tell y'all what we doing. We tell you where we at. Those who are meant to show up, they show up, Doc.
That's right. That's right. Whoever's meant to show up will show
Yeah,
up.
they show up and we
Whoever
get to work. Yeah, we get to work. But yeah, it's easy. It's easier to promise than to deliver. It's more money in the promise. It's more money in the treatment than it is in the cure. That's the capitalist philosophy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Bob, I do want to shout out some folks. I saw Dr. Assar's in the building. Peace to you, Dr. Assar Winkler. I also saw the great Dr. Craig Samuels. Peace and love to you, Dr. Craig Samuels, man. Peace and love to you. FBA Convo is in the building. Peace and love to you, FBA Convo. Peace and love to you. Speaking of the work, Baba, let's talk about the Uhuru Academy. Let's talk about the Uhuru Academy right here, Baba.
Oh, y'all, look. African-centered education, vision development-based education, a safe environment, a safe online environment for your child to be where they're going to learn about self, where they're going to study who we've been and who they're going to be. That's the Uhuru Academy. We celebrate our 15th year, Dr. Maya. 15 years. Thank you, Black community. Asante Sana Black community. The Uhuru Academy has been here for 15 years, providing online solutions, providing adult education, providing training for homeschoolers, coaching for Black homeschooling parents, providing camps like what we're about to talk about, the UACI, helping build other campuses and empower other families and communities to build schools like we did with the UASC International Learning Center here in Columbia, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's the Uhuru Academy, developing curriculum. If you need resources, if you need a place to go, if you need partnerships when it comes to educating and empowering your child, whether full-time, part-time, some of the time, or a little bit, holler at the Uhuru Academy.
Ashe. And I say every Black, and Bob, I know you see me going in on Instagram. Whenever I see stuff on social media, people, oh, this happened at the school, this happened to my child at the school. I make sure that I post it and I say, this doesn't happen at the Uhuru Academy. Pour your children out of their system and get them into our system, which is the Uhuru Academy. Jalen loves the Uhuru Academy. Bob, I don't know what's going to happen when he get to college. You know,
we love it. Hopefully we'll have Uhuru University bumping by that time.
Come on, Bob. You know,
and he gonna come back and teach. That's what he gonna do.
Ashe, because Bob, he loves it. You know, when he was in the public school system, and that was prior to 6th grade. He's in, for the family don't know who hasn't been following, Jay is in the 10th grade now, but we pulled him out of school around the 6th grade. So half his education was in the public school system. The other half will be in our system. But, you know, when he was in the public school system, Bob, sometimes he wouldn't want to get out of bed and go. It didn't feel like it. Jalen would be, sometimes he's in here sick and he's like, I gotta log on. I gotta get online. You know, he loves being in school that much, you know, and that's what the Uhuru Academy is about. I love the Uhuru Academy. It's a very culturally affirming learning environment for children, you know, and I love, Baba, how you all like you've trained or you've conditioned the children to encourage each other, to support each other. It's none of that nonsense. You know what I mean? It's respect for your elders. It's respect for our culture. You know, it's, you know, I love it. I love it. You allow them space to be creative, while they're also getting their ELA and their math and their science. You know, but they get all of these other things. They get the Black history, you know, they get that. And what I love most about Jalen being in the Uhuru Academy is that he gets to see you every day. Like he literally is instructed by a Black man that he sees every day. A lot of our children in the public school system, they don't get it. They don't receive instruction from a Black man. You know, 81% of those teachers are white women. So literally, shout out to Jawanza Kunjufu, may peace be upon his soul. He said, the fate of the Black community is in the hands who controls the mind, and who's controlling and molding and shaping the minds of our children right now are white women, 81%. You know, and so anyway, family, I highly suggest.
And we appreciate you, Dr. Maya. This has been a beautiful and powerful partnership.
Oh, likewise. I appreciate you and your beautiful compliment.
Oh, man. Come on. Love it.
Yeah, family, click that link. Get your kid, get your child, get your children, our children enrolled in the Uhuru Academy. Just go to uhuruacademy.org, family. Yeah, enroll them. Yeah, I know you will, Bob. I already know you will. Bob said right now. Click the link.
Now. Let's make it happen. Go set an appointment right now. Go right now to uhuraacademy.org. Go to UA Online or go to Operation Reconnect if you know somebody 16 and up that stopped out of school. And see, we can go to my calendar and get on my calendar right now. I just need 15 minutes of your time. And we're going to figure this thing out. Uhuru Academy. Come on.
And Baba, let's go here, right here to the
Absolutely.
UACI STEM camp. Talk to him, Baba. Talk to him.
UACI STEM camp. For me, y'all, it represents family. It represents a village. It represents a partnership between two powerful entities, the Uhuru Academy and Conscious Ingenuity. I believe we got started, in 2022?
2022, Baba.
2022. And the UACI STEM camp is a unique and powerful online and could be in person if you bring us in experience where we combine the best of African history with the best of STEM learning, right? And it's a beautiful experience where youngsters come in and they're learning African proverbs, they're learning the global Black contribution to science, technology, engineering, and math, and then they get to be taught by actual engineers and engineering students from the great Morgan State under the tutelage of the great Dr. Oya Mayat. And where they're learning cybersecurity, they're learning coding, they're learning AI and the technology behind it, and most importantly, they're learning how to bring that back and make sure it benefits our community, how to master that technology to benefit us globally. That's the most important aspect for me, right? So you have that child in your class that in your class or your home that loves the computer. They love getting on there. They love programming. It's some little dudes out there on Scratch right now making it jump, roll over, and play dead. They need to be in the UACI STEM camp. All right. They need to be in our next STEM camp. We may, if y'all request it, we'll have a spring break camp. Right. But we definitely going to have a powerful summer camp with limited space. Right. But we're going to have a powerful summer camp in 2026. You want to go to UACISTEMcamp.com, check it out, and start DMing us if we ain't got the registration open.
Oh, it's open, Bob. It's up there, Baba.
Oh, it's open.
Bob, it's up there, Baba.
You got to go do it. Right. So go do it. Get your young scholar in there. We would love to grow the camp. Right. And we would love to grow our sponsorships, and shout out to our past sponsors, the CAP Center at Morgan State in particular, you know what I'm saying, who've been there to support us throughout the years. All right. But this is an opportunity for others to get on board as well. Right. So if you don't mind me pitching that, Dr. Mayat, I'm just saying my brand, your brand, somebody's brand will look great next to our brand.
Come on, that part, Baba. That part. Absolutely.
Black folks support Black businesses that support Black people.
Ashe.
And if you supporting Black youth and your logo right there on that site, come on, man, that's going to help your business, but most importantly, it's going to help your heart.
And Baba, you know, I want people to understand or to know that these are actual pictures. Like, you know, how now people use, and I'm not throwing a shot, you know, like, you know, you generate pictures on AI, that's fine. But these are actual pictures of us in schools, you know, working with children, teaching them how to code using the microbit.
Right.
This is real footage. You know what I mean? Like this background right here. This is one of our instructors, Amin Anderson. You know, teaching them how to. This was actually, I think he was soldering right here. It may have been soldering or doing something. I believe they're soldering, but those were actual pictures. This is an actual video of us with our scholars. Like, this stuff is real. Parent testimonials. This stuff is real. But Baba, I feel the need to say that, because a lot of people sell things and pitch things, and you got your AI, and you know, and this stuff is real. These are actual pictures of our graduates from the summer of 2025, right? And then we got to add the winter of 2024. We just had some graduates this past, this past December. So these are our classes from summer 2025. Kemet 1, Kemet 2, Timbuktu, Morgan State. You know, the graduating classes, guys. So I just want the family to know, like, these are
children all over the country. These are children from all over the country, you know, and they're building relationships with one another. They're having a fun, informative experience. And the reason why seats get so limited is because people come back, Dr. Maya.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
They return. They return
over and over again.
Over and over again. So the UACI STEM camp is the truth, people. It's the truth, and it's real. Let's make it happen.
Appreciate that. And I see the families in the building. Dr. Asar said powerful work. You know, Tiffany 410 said it is powerful work. We appreciate you, Baba and Doc. Look, Sister Emma 5 said the winter camp was amazing. Her granddaughter Malaya was in it, you know. Her and the mother loved the camp so much they want to enroll Malaya in the Uhuru Academy full time, Baba.
Now enrolling.
Enrolling.
We STEM camp scholars are perfect for the Uhuru Academy, and the Uhuru Academy is perfect for STEM camp scholars. Let's go.
Absolutely.
We're building pipelines. We building pipelines, engineering pipelines, Dr. Maya.
That's right. That's right, family. And make sure that you head on over to Meltrek 365 to get your Meltrek films and books, family. Right now, we have 3 films available: Meltrek Exploring Ancient Africa, Meltrek Exploring the Pre-Columbian Americas, and Meltrek Exploring the Ma'afa. Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese. And so, family, if you come to Meltrek 365, just click on films. It'll bring you right here. You could click on any one of these thumbnails, and it'll bring you to this page. At this page, you can instantly download all of the Meltrek films, okay? Meltrek Episode 1, Exploring Ancient Africa. The objective of this program, I'm sorry, not this program, but this film, is to teach our children that our history doesn't begin with slavery, right? It doesn't begin with the transatlantic kidnapping, human child trafficking network. It doesn't begin there, but it begins with greatness. And so our babies learn that we created civilizations, thriving civilizations. They learn the names of kings and queens who look like them. We talk about melanin and how beautiful melanin is. And we affirm them over and over in this film. We keep saying, if they can, we can. You know, if our ancestors did it and if they were great, then we come from greatness, you know, and we can do great things. And that's what we affirm in Meltrek Episode 1. In Meltrek Episode 2, we teach children about the indigenous people of the Americas, right? There were people, when I say black people, please, y'all, don't be, Dr. Maya saying it was that. I'm talking about the indigenous people were people of color, right? They were brown, they were dark brown, but they were people of color. The indigenous people in the Americas prior to the arrival of Christopher Columbus, who also, Baba, had flourishing, you know, civilization, thriving civilizations prior to the arrival, you know, of Columbus and them, you know. But so often those indigenous people, when we are exposed to their history, our children are exposed to the history of the indigenous people. You know, they were savages, they were cannibals, they were, you know, so all that type of stuff. But they learned that, man, these people had, you know, flourishing civilization, thriving civilizations as well. And in Meltrek Exploring the Ma'afa Part 1, The Arrival of the Portuguese, children are taught the origins of the transatlantic slave trade, you know, starting with when the Portuguese arrived in Africa in 1441. And Baba, I do want to say this: content like this, right? You know, I'm thinking about Meltrek right now, the UACI, the school, the Uhuru Academy. In this climate, it's more important than ever, Baba.
Yes, it is.
It's more important than ever, you know, that our people tap into this now, tap into these resources that are available. You know, enough of the complaining, Bob. I'm at this point. There's too many solutions out here. There's too many solutions out here, Bob, to keep complaining. We don't have it. They won't teach us our history. And I say, well, look, if they don't teach us our history, we teach ourselves our history. Here's the tools. Bob, you even have a class. I know Baba Barudi and them have a class called Our Story. You also have a class that teaches our story, correct? You still doing that, Baba?
Yes, absolutely. I don't have a hard date for the next one, but we have an adult African history class that we teach, and we've taken several adults through the class, and it's really to help build that bridge into consciousness. It's really for those who are like, man, okay, I want to love my people, I want to learn more, you know, but what is this? Is this a cult? Is this what is this? Like, there's a legitimate fear on behalf, you know, inside of us, you know, when it comes to learning our story. People are scared. I'm gonna start hating white people. I'm gonna start doing this. It's okay. You ain't gonna do nothing but start loving yourself more. That's all, right? And so our class is really designed. We show the African origins of civilization, but we teach it in a way that affirms you, lets you know this is who you are, because our modern day solutions are in the past. So you study the past, you'll find today's solutions by studying the past. You know what I'm saying? And by seeing who you were before the problem happened, right? Who were you before you fell on your face? right? So when we do reconstructive surgery, I need to know what your face used to look like. So when we rebuild your community, I need to know what your community used to look like. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is. That's what it is, Doc. And like you say, the solutions are out here.
Out here, Bob, is out
Yeah,
here.
yeah, the
I'm tired of the
solutions
complaining. They called my son the N-word. Why is your son still in that institution?
What you gonna do about it? It's
Yeah,
your
what you
job
want
to protect your son.
Yeah, what you gonna do? They not teaching us our history. Bob,
You can't be mad because it's something. You can't be that mad because you know what I'm saying. Because then you do something, you know, and that's one of the frustrations with our churches too, you know, and not just the church, but the church step up and build safe spaces for the children in the community.
Absolutely.
If the school system drops one, you pick one up. Shouldn't be no dropouts. Just have stop outs. We stop them out that school.
That's
and you
right.
put them in that church, that life center that you got that's empty all week. Right? And so ain't no excuses. Like we say, there's no excuses. There's really no excuses. This is not a skill issue, it's a will issue. Do we have the will to do what it takes to turn things around in our community? Mega churches should build mega communities.
Come on.
If it ain't a mega community around the mega church, then what's mega about the church?
Exactly, Baba.
Come on, man.
Exactly. So family, before we get out of here, family, I just want to recommend, I know it looks intimidating, but grab this book, Blueprint for Black Power. Check out chapter 23, man, where Nana Amos Wilson talks about the Black church and how the Black church can be used as a tool for empowerment. And he gives like a cursory history of the Black church in here as well, but he does focus on how the Black church can be used as a tool for our empowerment. Also, family, before you get out of here, make sure that you thumb up the video, thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. Also, share this video, share it. We want to each one teach one. So you can just share it on social media or throw it in your group chats. And lastly, family, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you will be notified. Also, family, if you're watching on Baba Amin's channel, come on over here, subscribe. If you're watching on my channel, go on over to Baba Amin's channel. It's called the Ahuvu Academy. He has some dynamic discussions over there, family. So make sure that you subscribe to his channel, okay? And hit the notification bell so that whenever he goes live, you're also notified. Lastly, I see my IG family is watching. IG family, be sure to hit on over to YouTube, right? The way I can show you comments when you're over here on YouTube. When you're on IG, I can't show you comments and I can only look at them and shout you out. But shout out to my IG family for watching. Please make sure that you DM people this video. And family, join me back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Baba, it's a topic that I'm going to address and it's going to blow your mind. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to blow your mind. So family, make sure that you're here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a beautiful Black-tastic week. Peace.
Peace, y'all.